Part 2, we are now incorporating horizontal movement into our fluid movement. Fluid movement is the combination of all elements of movement. The more elements we incorporate into each move, the more fluid, the more reactive, the more connected we are, the better it feels. We start moving more like water, like fluidity, like a river, versus brick, versus stiff. We want to be able to react and move anywhere we want to, fluidly. So here you see Nina and myself. We are practicing moving side to side, horizontally, with rotation at the same time. So we are rotating our movement as we move side to side. So I feel my body go side to side, and I rotate my spine as I'm doing it. In partnership, priority number 1 is we stay square to each other. We can only rotate as much as the partnership allows. So we must maintain our facing position. We start with Nina's hands on my chest, and I have no hands, forcing me to move with Nina and forcing me to move Nina from the center, and forcing Nina to move her own body and stay square with me. After we practice with hands on the chest, now we go into tree hugger hold. We have a more structured connection. And as a lead, I can move big or I can move small. If I want to move Nina around me, I need to move small because she needs to travel more than me. Right there, you see I'm moving small. So priority number 1 is I'm keeping Nina in front of me. Now we're into a fluid connection. There's a little more room for creativity with our hands interlocking. So the goal is playing with your side-to-side movement, adding rotation. How much can you rotate? Don't think about rotating. Think about moving and adding rotation to your movement. So you have to be completely connected to our partner, priority number 1. So deciding, I'm going to rotate, 70 degrees, and hopefully she can come with me. That's not going to work. I'm going to start rotating our partnership, and let's see how much we can rotate together. Once we articulate and feel good about side to side with rotation, now we're going to incorporate forwards and backwards movement with rotation. First, we're starting with our left leg moving forward and our right leg moving backwards. So I'm leading, her hands are on my chest, and I'm going straight forward, straight through Nina. She goes straight through me. And I start rotating it left and rotating it right. So my legs are still moving straight forward and straight backwards, but I rotate my spine. It's like the car. The wheels are rolling forwards or rolling backwards no matter what, but you can turn them. And as they go forwards, they will rotate the car. As they go backwards, they will rotate the car. Same thing with our bodies. We rotate our bodies as we move forwards, as we move backwards. So now we're adding the tree hugger hold. It's really important you feel your body moving through the spine, not around your partners. Very easy to move around your partner here. We'll start doing a diagonal move, and next thing you know, you're moving around. But we have to move forwards and backwards right through each other. You want to feel your whole body, our head moving forwards and backwards with rotation, our arms moving forwards and backwards with rotation. It's not just your spine. Your spine is it's the frame, but everything else is connected. You want to feel your arms propelling that rotation. Now we're playing with the changing of the connection points as we're moving forwards and backwards. We methodically move through the process of eyes. We don't do eyes here, actually. We do the hands on the chest. And then tree hugger, and then fluid connection, and then change the connection points. So once you feel articulated and good about that with the left leg forward, now we move on to the right leg forward and the left leg backwards. So hands on the chest. Nina's doing a great job of moving her body actively with me. That's why we like doing this connection, because it teaches the follow how to actively move independently with the lead. Stay square. So once we feel good about that, and it teaches the lead how to move just as much as they can, not to over-rotate and force to follow with them. It teaches them to move and to rotate the partnership. So once we feel like we can move independently, now we can add structure. We can add the concrete structure, the tree hugger. And after the tree hugger, we add a more fluid connection with the interlocking of the fingers. And we can rotate it a little bit. Here we're hardly rotating it. Now we're rotating it more as we change connection points. So you don't have to rotate a lot. You can rotate as little or as much as you like as you're moving. Just like driving, the bends, some turns are more than others. So now we have all three directions. We have forward, side, or backwards with rotation. So ideally, in a perfect world, we're going exactly forwards, exactly side, or exactly backwards with rotation. Just like a car, the wheels are either going forward or backwards, or you change tracks with a side move, where you can rotate the forwards, backwards, or the changing of the tracks. But if we find ourselves going diagonal, that's okay. It's not ideal, but we're always practicing to improve our movement. But we're not perfect. So we want to make sure priority number one, we are flowing from one move to the next. We feel the energy flowing. We finish each move before we move again, by collecting, by contracting, and we just keep moving. So we're practicing with the hands on the chest, and then once we feel good about that, once that feels natural, then we can go to tree hugger with a more structured connection. We can close our eyes here. It's very nice to practice with your eyes closed. So I'm just moving all over the studio, feeling the amount of rotation that the partnership allows, and the goal is how good can this movement feel. That's why we move, that's why we dance, because it feels good. We're looking where we're facing. We're looking where our nose is. Now after the structure, we have the fluid interlocking of the fingers. We're opening it up a little bit. I'm starting to play a little bit with tilt. You see that tilt going now. I feel a little more fluid. So I mean, ideal. We got the horizontal, we got the rotation, we got the tilt, we got the vertical. It's all happening. All right, so now the epitome of fluid movement. Now we have horizontal, we have rotational, we have tilt, we have vertical. So I'm here on my own. I'm feeling it, moving from one leg to the next. I'm articulating each move. Keeping that flow alive, keeping that fluidity with my body. The energy is just running wild. Find the more fluid your movement is, meaning you add a little bit or a lot of it of each element. It doesn't have to be a whole lot of the element, just it can be a millimeter of height you play with, but just getting that little bit adds a whole nother dimension to your connection with your partner, with the floor, with your music, with everything, with yourself. Just feel more. A little bit of tilt, a little bit of rotation. It doesn't have to be a lot, just a little bit. Just to tell you that line of communication, that line of connection, that element, that dimension is working. It's part of our movement. It's adding to the fluidity. Practicing fluid movement that feels good. The more fluid you are, the more you're moving your whole body unified. The more natural it feels. You're gonna start finding energy. You're gonna start building energy from your movement. Your body's gonna be saying, yes, this is what I like. This is what I want. More fluidity, please. You see my head, it's going all over the place. If the head's not moving, the rest of the body's not moving. The head's the top of the spine, so we get the whole thing going. The arms are moving, they're propelling. I'm doing it to the music. You can feel the music more with all that fluidity. Because all your body, it's like a snake. It's like every vertebrae is moving to the music, right? It's not just blocks of your body that are moving. It's the whole thing. The more you practice flow in your movement, the better mover you become. The more natural it is, the better it feels in partnership. And the more connected you are in partnership, right? Your partner will feel every minute move, every piece moving. It won't feel just one block movement. Your partner won't feel you just move forwards. Your partner will feel your body moving and tilting and rotating, and they'll feel all of that. And that's such a exact, defined way to move. How good can your fluid movement feel? That's your test of how well you're doing it. Like, oh, am I doing it well? Well, how does it feel? How does it feel? It feels okay. Okay, we're not doing that well. You can do better. Keep playing with it. Keep practicing feeling each part. You can feel each part of your body doing all the elements. And then you can feel your whole body doing all the elements. So before we can move fluidly in partnership, practice moving fluidly independently. You gotta feel good about it on your own first. I'm getting a little bit crazy here. But the concept of it is we're moving from one leg to the next. I'm getting really crazy here. The concept is we're moving from one leg to the next and incorporating all of the elements with every move. It's very energizing. So now we're doing it together with hands on the shoulders, ideally the chest. The shoulders, you can drag your partner down. So ideally it's a chest. So Nina doesn't hang on me, she just moves where I move. Shoulders work fine as well. And ideally my arms are moving more. They're propelling my movement. So we start slow, we don't rush into it. You can't just force the flow, you gotta feel the flow. Feel into the flow. So maybe you start with a horizontal movement, and then you start adding tilt, then you start adding rotation, then you start adding height. So you start adding all the ingredients, one at a time. Priority number one, though, is Nina is square to me the entire time. Now we add tree hugger. Feel that tilt, feel that head and that tail counterbalancing each other. You can see my height. It's not changing a lot, but it's changing a little bit. It's a little bit every time. That helps her feel each move. Like a cat. The cat's always a little up and down on every step the cat takes, right? It's super intentional. Now interlocking the fingers, our frame's fluid. The whole body's moving. It's like a constant stretch. You're constantly stretching your body. You know those feelings you get when you get a good stretch in? That's what fluid movement gives you all the time. Now we're changing connection points. Nina, as a follower, she can feel so much more. She knows exactly what's happening. Because I have so many elements, so many dimensions going. She can feel so much happening at once. Some of it's lost in translation, but because I'm giving her so many signals with the same intent, they're not mixed signals. My whole body's moving in the same direction. This is very clear for her. It's like 4-stitch thread, 4-thread count versus a 1 thread. Super strong connection. We are not going to break apart. Our partnership, our fabrication is built to last. This fluidity, this four-dimensional movement, these four elements we're doing all at once. Fluid movement's the pinnacle of movement. That's what we want to strive for, fluid movement. Enjoy your movement, your fluidity, because it feels so good. Dunzo! Enjoy this exercise. You've got it. Practice it, play with it. Free your mind and give your body the time to feel it, the freedom to feel it. And be sure you connect, play, feel, and your dancing will flow. Please comment with how I can improve these videos. I'm on a quest to help everybody discover their flow. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. And remember why you dance. You dance because it feels good.